Right. Christ, I'll get there. I'll get there. Hello Internet, my name is Rogantrek, and I will be going through a tutorial for the basic controls of the Pokemon trading card game, for those who want to learn how to speedrun the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color. So first off, I'm going to assume one thing from you that you've done before then, is you've started the game, you've gone new game, and you've just come out here, you've gone new game, come here, Dr. Mason and this boy here, Sam, do a practice duel with you. I'm going to assume you understand, you've taken your time to go through the tutorial slowly at your own pace, taking into account the basics of playing Pokemon TCG, and if you're already past the tutorial, you can just come here, talk to this, go to rules, and then you could just read up on all of this. So I would recommend reading all of these first, and once you've done that, you can come back here, and we'll continue. But for those who have done this, and who have grabbed the Charmander and Fred's deck from here, if you haven't, then you're going to have to redo the tutorial, I'm sorry. Once you've done that, the first thing you're going to do, when you come out here, I'm just going to show you the setup for the run. So we skip the tutorial in this run, and then we add 8 minutes and 3 seconds into our timer at this point in time to account for the fastest possible time that the tutorial could be done in, as it's basically an auto-scroller. In any case, you are going to come out here with the Charmander and Friends deck, and once you've done that, you simply press start, go to the menu, go down to config, make sure these two options are selected, so message speed 5 and dual animation none. Once you've done that, go up to diary, and then make a save, just by pressing A like this. And once you've done that, just do a reset, and save this state. I mean, not this one specifically, what I've got, which is now in 7. It should say Master Medals. I'll just demonstrate what a save would look like. The save would look something like this. Master Medals 1-0, album 46 out of 226, and playtime 8, or maybe 9, or 10 or something, but no more than that. You should really start at 8, because that proves you are starting at 8 minutes in the run. But anyway, you'll get a file similar looking to that, and then it will be good. So, I'm just going to go back to my other save, so we can continue from here. Is this it's the right deck, okay, cool. Alright, so, I'm assuming you've just done that, you've got your save state there, you're ready to run. Now, before you start the run, there's a couple of things you need to know regarding the basic controls. First off, Start brings up your menu, A and B do your standard A and B things, A to accept, B to cancel, and you move around. You want to always be holding B while you're in the overworld to run. Always, always, always run. It's faster, as you can tell. Look how slow I am and versus how fast I am running, and that's slow walking. So you want to always hold B because we're going fast. Now, in this menu here, the start menu, there's a couple of things you want to know. Obviously, config, you only touch the beginning of the game, beginning of the game, and then once you actually start running, you'll never touch that menu again, and you won't regret it either. So, we're going to ignore that menu. Exit does nothing. Exit does this, and is not good. You can just press B to exit instead of pressing exit, so just don't do that. Just press B to exit the menu at any time. Status gives you nothing. It is a pointless menu. Card is a pointless menu. Unless you're running all cards, just to check that you've got all the cards, because it gives you a count. No, it doesn't even give you a count. Okay, that's a better count. Album, yeah. So you'll be using this screen for all cards just to check you've got all the cards. And if you're not doing all cards, so you can ignore that one. For most of the run, you'll be using these two options here, Diary and Deck. Now, Diary is a save. It's just your basic save, and it's one of the fastest saves in any game I've ever seen. You can save anywhere in the overworld, and it's that simple. 1, 2, it's barely 2 seconds long. It's in fact slower to cancel a save than it is to actually save. It's pretty impressive. So anyway, how you save is just mash on here, and you just get through it, and that's it. Very simple. You want to be saving before every single duel. Certainly when you're starting out, at least. When you're a bit more confident, you can not save on certain fights. There are not many fights I wouldn't save on, but there are a couple I'd sometimes not save on, such as YOLO Amy and Mitch I might not, Gene I might not, but, you know, this is all a bit here and there. So for every fight, when you're starting out at least, do a diary save. So, say I'm going to go fight my first fight in the Lightning Club. That's not what I normally do, but you go to this person. Before you fight, stand in front of them, pointing at them, you save, and then if the duel starts going a bit wrong, you could just reset, continue from reset, and then go continue from diary, and then you'll be back, and then you'll be back in front, and you start the duel again. You will be doing this more often than you think, so just bear that one in mind. Now, the other menu option, let me just walk up here, is deck. Now, deck brings you to this deck building menu. You should not worry about this screen at all. You can store 4 decks. This is only relevant in the New Game Plus route, which is not even a solid route yet. So don't worry about these deck slots. You're only ever going to be modifying the first, and you're not even going to be modifying the name. So you press A, you modify deck. You don't want to use either of the others. You just want to modify deck. Luckily, it's the A button. So all you have to do to get into a deck edit is you just go deck, A, and you're in the deck menu. Now, deck editing is very simple. On the top here, we have our elements, colorless, trainers, and energy. I hope you know what those are, because if you don't know what those are, then it is time to go back over the in-game tutorial. Anyway, so we have grass, fire, water, electric, fighting, psychic, colorless, trainers, and energy. They're all pretty self-explanatory. All your trainers reside here, and the rest are just Pokemon of those colors, of their relevant colors. So these are all grass Pokemon, those are all fire, blah, 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 blah. Of note here, all of these are basic energy, and double colorless energy resides down here. The rest is very self-explanatory. Now, in order to navigate this menu quickly, you will have to tap at a certain time. So you get used to this sort of rhythm. 1, 2, 3, like, you got to have that rhythm, because if you go any faster, it actually slows down. See, I'm mashing really fast and it's not going very fast. So you got to go pretty relaxed. You got to be pretty relaxed on your mashing, because if you mash really fast, it goes. You either get it nicely, or you get slower. And worst case scenario, you get slower. So you just get into a relaxed one, like that. That's about as fast as it goes. As for the others, they're all these can be done much quicker. Going up and down a menu. Alright, so first, going into a menu, you can either, once you've chosen your element, you either press A and it'll take you down, or you can just press down, whichever's your preference. To add cards, you have to press right, and take away cards, you press left. If you press A, you'll bring up this and look like a massive tool, so don't press A on this menu, unless you want to learn more about the card, which is fair enough when you're starting out. When you're doing your first few runs, get used to checking cards. But in the meantime, basic stuff, you just want to go right to add a card, left to take a card out. And now to... Ugh, why did I do that? Okay, never mind. Right, say you're making a deck edit, and the Pokemon you want, such as Scyther, is at the bottom here. Now, we have 2 options of doing this. One is to mash like a fool, and take bloody forever. Look, there we are, finally. Look how slow that is. Horribly slow. And even if you mashed it quickly, I guess it would go faster. Simpler method. Hold down select, and then tap a few times. So tapping with select passes through each page. So this is a page of 6 cards, and it will move instantly to the next card. Just to prove this, you've got Ekans at the bottom there. You see here? Ekans at the bottom here. We go to the next page, we go more and up, and Ekans is still there. Okay? So, for example, if you are... So, for the instances where you're deck editing for Scyther or Mewtwo, you want to hold down select, and then press down, and you'll be right at the bottom in no time at all. Unfortunately, you do have to tap the last few, but that's not the biggest deal in the world. So yeah, Scyther's right at the bottom. Another one that's at the bottom is also Mewtwo, which you will be using in the run. And the last one of note is Seal and Dugong. Now, Seal and Dugong And Gyarados and Magikarp, if your run sucks, are actually... Okay, I'll show you where they are. So, Seal and Dugong are usually one page down. You only need to do one page. Usually. Sometimes they're not a page, and sometimes they're more than a page. But no, they're never more than a page, but they're often one page down. You only have to hold down select tap once, and then you're there. As for Gyarados and Magikarp, generally you go to the bottom, go back up one, and they're there. So they're always the before last page, I tend to find. So you just want to go down, 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 up one, and then they're there. Or sometimes down all the way, and then you just tap up, and then they're there. So they're near the end. Magikarp and Gyarados are near the end. Seal and Dugong are one page down. As for the rest, Diglett, Dugtrio are here, and you'll be using them a lot. And if you're looking for Magmar to take him out, or put him in, he's down here. He's right at the bottom. Also, wow, what luck I had here. Anyway. Now. This is... Okay, so... Yeah, of note, if you've ever played the TCG before, this is the base set and fossil expansions. I believe it's just the fossil expansion. It's just the first two, it's base set and fossil. Anyway, so to exit this menu, you've got to first make sure on the top right that your cards are 60 out of 60. If it isn't, I will demonstrate. If it's 61, if it's over, I try to save the deck. This isn't a 60-card deck. You have the option to return the original configuration. Always press no here. And deck must include 60 cards. So, always look at the top right to confirm you have 60 cards. Yeah, and before you save and quit out of here. To do that, you just go down, you press save, and save this deck, and then you're out, and then your deck's ready to go. If you want to cancel, that's slightly more complicated. You have to press B, go to the left, and cancel. It instantly cancels all of your deck edits if you've made a mistake. But you shouldn't ever need to use that. Alright, so to recap the deck editing, to get there, you just go down to deck, just mash to modify deck, down or A to access this menu, select to go up and down pages fast, right to add, left to take away, B to go back to the top menu, and then to get out, you always go down, save, and then make sure you press yes, because if no, you just look like a tool. So save to get out, and then you're back here. Right, and that's basically all of it. The last menu you will be using at some point in the run is this one, the PC menu. What you want to do there is read mail, and then you will read the mail that you need to. But we'll leave that as a default setting for now, for later. And that is the basic controls of the game. So, to recap, 1, in the start menu here, you have 2 options that you'll be using, Diary and Deck. With the Diary, always save before every fight when starting out. Deck Editor, select to go up and down pages fast, left and right to add or subtract from the deck, and always save the deck before you quit out. Overworld movement, always hold B, and that's pretty much it. Those are the basic controls of the game. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice evening. Bye-bye. Okay, now I can actually talk. Hey,